Welcome to the Author Show, where we always present new authors and books, from fiction to self-help and everything in between. You name it, and you will find it here. To watch the TV version of the show, visit authorswebtv.com. That's authorswebtv.com. And now, let the show begin.
Hello, and welcome back to the Author Show at theauthorshow.com. This is your host, Don McCauley. And today we're welcoming to the show author Marcella Glenn, and Marcella is the author of Grave Street House. Marcella, how are you?
Hello. Hi. I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. Let me ask you, what inspired you to write Grave Street House?
First of all, I never figured I've never started to be a writer. That wasn't my plan. I was going to get a job out of college, change the world, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, I entered this workplace all excited and bubbly, and I was sexually harassed by a female manager. And it got out of hand, and eventually, of course, I was the one who was booted, who was kicked out. Oh, no. Let me put that differently. Retired early. I think that's more appropriate. But anyway,
okay.
I was crying a lot, so I decided just to write about it. You know, I wrote a poem, I wrote a story, and then the next thing I knew, I'm writing chapters. I said, way up here. And so I decided, well, to put a twist in it, make it a mystery, throw in a haunted house. And that's how Grave Street House was born.
Wow, so it flowed from an actual experience, and then you turned it into something else entirely, correct?
Yes, I think that's how life is. If you get tomato juice, you might not want it. You have to make pasta or something. Right,
okay. Now, as you went through this process in your mind, you said that you kind of built it as you went along. So as you developed the characters in this book, I mean, was it something that you sat down and you said, all right, I'm going to have Joe, and Joe is going to be, 6 feet tall and black hair, or is it more of a process for you where you actually start writing and just let things flow and see where they go?
Well, actually, I like to pick people from life. I don't like, not the exact image because I know that's not legal. I like to pick a piece of a person, like somebody who may have jaundice-looking skin. They may not have the disease, they just look that way. I kind of like to throw that in the book and add a little bit more, pasty-faced jaundice-looking or something. I don't know, not exactly, but along that line. Or instead of saying T-H-A-T, that he speaks that, T-A-D-D-A-T. Things like that. I like to get little pieces of individuals and throw them into a character and stir it up and make it a little bigger.
Right, okay. What do you enjoy the most about the writing process?
Just the idea that you can take a few words and you can make a scene. You can make a whole book. You can just write, and it's just comforting. I just like the whole ordeal. I like painting word pictures. I don't know. I say masterpieces, word masterpieces, but I think that isn't appropriate unless you're somebody like Steven Spielberg. But that's just me talking. I just like the whole idea of taking words and making scenes, pictures. I'm creating a story world and it comes alive.
Well, the other side of that coin is, what do you like the least about the writing process?
Well, I think, even though I know it goes along with the writer's repertoire, is editing. Because editing, it's more detailed, if you ask me, than the actual writing process.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's absolutely true. It can be a nightmare. I mean, I've edited my books. It would take me a year to write it, and 5 years later, I'm still editing the thing.
Oh, yeah, it can get involved.
Yeah.
Especially if you're changing something. Oh, well, that doesn't fit. Let me do it this way. Then that's the whole new editing process.
Right, exactly. And then, you have a little plot twist here in Chapter 17, and you got to go back to Chapter 3 because something happened there. And that's insane as far as I'm concerned. But, just about every writer, I would guess, in the world, actually has to do that.
Yes.
That's the way it is. Now, let's suppose for a second that a young person came to you and they said, I'm going to become a writer, and what advice can you give me? What would you say to that person?
I would say believe in yourself. Go for it. If you want to be a writer, then you do that. Don't let the doubters say, get a real job. or you can't write, or why don't you stuff envelopes instead? Just go for your dream. Believe in yourself.
Now, you mentioned before we talked that you have, I believe it's an internet writing group. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Well, it's new. I mean, it really hasn't got up and running well. It's a place where I'd like to have writers, seasoned or not, come and talk about the writing life. What this agent didn't do, or that publisher, whatever. Anything that's on the writer's mind, freelance writing opportunities, just the writing life in general, anything, everything.
Now, how would people find this group if they wanted to join the group and participate in it? How would they find it? Do you have a website address for that?
Well, actually, just email me. It's mglenn, GLENN, dot writer, dot writer. Let me start again. mglenn.writer at gmail.com. And I'll get right back to you. Give me a note, send me a note, and I'll get right back to you.
Okay. Are you doing anything else in regards to marketing, like videos or anything like that?
Well, no. I'm a little, should I say shy, or that's my weaker area. I don't market well. That's something I don't do well.
So,
although I would like to, I'm just not that kind of person. I know by talking to me, you would say, "Oh, you're wrong. You are that kind of person." But I don't know. I just write better than I market.
Right. Well, I think that's the case with just about everybody. Okay. Now, in regards to finding your book, can you tell us, please, where we could find your book?
Yes, it's at thedigitalword.com. TheDigitalWord.com.
Thedigitalword.com.
Yes,
okay, great. This has been just very enlightening. Our guest today has been Marcella Glenn, and Marcella is the author of Grave Street House, which can be found at thedigitalword.com. Marcella, thanks very much for being with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
This is Don McCauley wrapping up another edition of the Authors Radio Show at theauthorshow.com. And if you'd like to be on the program, simply visit www.theauthorshow.com, and there you'll find a request for invitation. Simply fill out the form, and we may be contacting you shortly. Join us tomorrow for another special guest.
Thank you for listening to The Author Show. To contact us about the show, call toll-free 1-877-955-8800. That's 1-877-955-8800. Or visit WNBNetworkWest.com. Tune in next time for another great author on The Author Show.